आजकल कैसा है, डायमंड है ना, लोग खजाने के ऐसे रखते हैं.
बट डोंट यू थिंक इसलिए उसकी वैल्यू होती है बिकॉज वो बहुत स्केयर है और बहुत एक्सपेंसिव है. We are building with 1 CR capital a lab-grown diamond brand right now. We'll name it.
We name it Lukson.
Players like you and a lot of other players are entering this industry. There is still scope for new players to enter, or is it getting saturated? If you were to enter a new business, what exact steps would you take? Hi Anand, thank you for being on the show.
Yes, pleasure's mine.
Diamond industry is $100 billion industry, and when we talk about lab-grown diamonds, it's around $25 billion without any base. Like it has just started and it's growing at a good pace. So, what do you think that will lab-grown diamond industry able to match natural diamonds?
Lab-grown diamond industry is here to boom, and we are already witnessing that in US, and it is being followed in various other countries like Australia, UK, India. And knowing that India is a highly populated country, highly aspiring country where there's a lot of youth, so the potential of lab-grown diamond in India is phenomenal, and we'll see that with time. And we have seen that growth happening in the past 3 years. So we expect that the lab-grown diamond industry and natural diamond industry both will coexist, but the market share, time will say. But we are very positive for the lab-grown diamond jewelry industry as a whole.
But don't you think that then natural diamonds will become a scam because you get the lab-grown diamonds are prepared in weeks in a factory, and for natural diamonds it's a very big process of mining. But if both are being compared to each other,
so there are two different target audience. So there's always that affluent class who is below that 0.1%, who is always looking to buy valuable products and who want to buy the niche products, and they want that sense of pride, that feeling. Whereas there's a wider audience who can't afford that. So there is the difference, and the market for lab-grown diamonds is going to boom exponentially because that audience who aspire to buy diamonds but are not able to afford is very high in the country. Right now, statistically speaking, hardly 4% to 5% Indians are able to afford natural diamonds, but out of that 1 to 2% actually own. So there's a wide range of market which is untapped where people want to buy diamonds but cannot afford it because of the price factor.
and so it will coexist like for average or middle class lab-grown diamonds, and for affluent class it will be natural diamonds.
For affluent class also, so now for example, there are occasions wherein people have to travel for destination weddings, and carrying say a 20, 30, 40 lakh natural diamond set is becomes risk, because if they go there, if they lose it, anything happens. So though that audience is also preferring lab grown diamonds for certain use cases like one I just mentioned. Whereas talking about the middle class, the upper middle class, that audience today, the youth especially, people who are aged between 20 to 35 to 40, these people, they have that potential of spending money on diamonds. But again, the question is that what price? So if they are able to get diamonds at say starting from 5,000 rupees, then that is where our goal is to make sure that every house has diamond. So that is not possible in natural diamond jewelry because of the pricing.
There
Wherein
will be price difference in this.
yeah, so lab grown diamond jewelry cost 10% to 15% of natural diamond
Diamonds,
jewelry.
which is a very big difference, I believe.
Yeah, that is significant. But the fact of the matter is that the product is literally the same. Optically, chemically, as we mentioned, that it's both of them are made of carbon atoms. So there's no difference at all.
But if both are same, natural diamonds value might get reduced because of lab-grown diamond. What do you think?
So the pricing of natural diamond has dropped since 2 3 years, and since we saw that lab-grown diamond industry increase, but that also has a base, and now in that industry also, price differentiations will keep on going on over time. That industry has existed since years, since TBS actually got in full-fledged, and we continue that. As I mentioned, that we think that both the industries will coexist, but the target audience will be
Will be
different.
different. I want to understand the process of how a natural diamond is came from mining to a retail store, and how a lab-grown diamond is manufactured and come to whole journey of coming to a retail store.
So talking about the natural diamond, so as we know that there are mines, and with time the number of mines have also gone down because there has to be a capacity. There are mines which are 4 kilometers below the surface of the earth. After that, after a certain point, the cost of getting the diamonds, procuring them from the mines becomes very difficult, becomes very costly. That's why certain mines have to shut as well. But if we see, so the mines, the miners, they dig deep and they get the rough diamonds, they source it, then the cartels like De Beers. De Beers is the biggest player in the rough mine industry. So then they give it to various site holders. Then they distribute it to the manufacturers, and those manufacturers then undergo the cutting polishing process. Then they sell it to the traders. Then it reaches the jewelry manufacturers. Then from the jewelry manufacturers, it finally reaches to the retailers, and they distribute it amongst their numerous stores.
And for lab grown?
For lab grown diamond, the base step is the growing part, wherein what happens below the surface of the earth, that same process is repeated in a chamber in a laboratory. So talking about that, there in the chamber, diamond seeds are put. That seeds basically contain carbon atoms, and then in that chamber, 1,000 degrees plus of temperature is put. Various gases are put, and because of that, the carbon atoms, they keep on multiplying itself, and the height of that seed keeps on increasing. So once that the growth reaches 5 to 10 mm, the growing of that diamond is considered to be complete, and then when that is procured, that becomes a full-fledged rough diamond, which is identical to the mined
Mine
rough
diamond.
diamond. And then the cutting and polishing process is pretty much the same for lab and natural both. And then when we get the finished product, even a 50-year-old experienced jewelry maker won't be able to differentiate.
Won't be able to differentiate, and both are almost same. And how much
Yeah.
would you think would it cost to for someone to set up a manufacturing unit of lab grown diamond?
For setting up a
A
manufacturing
whole good
unit,
manufacturing unit.
so that will be very expensive though.
50-100 CR or more.
Depends on what scale that does someone
For
want
basic
to.
scale and for like extraordinary scale, for both scale.
If you were to consider that, 10 to 15 crore of capital is required to
For
set up a
basic.
unit for base, and then the capex can go as high as 1,000 to 1,500 crores, wherein you get enough capacity to
Produce.
polish diamonds and to sell it at mass.
Mass. Okay. And seeing the scope in lab grown diamond industry, and you have started your own lab grown jewelry brand Luxon. If someone young entrepreneur is watching this, how should he build from step by step a lab grown jewelry brand, and is it possible to build it from a small capital or not?
So in today's day and age where AI is also booming so much, there is so much information, so much knowledge available in and around everywhere, from online, offline, from guides, experts, so many places. So I think the barrier to entry is pretty low for the diamond jewelry industry, in specifically if we consider lab-grown diamond jewelry. So it's not very difficult to open up a business with low capital. So talking about us, when we started with the capital of 40 lakh. So considerably, because we wanted all our products to be in stock, we didn't want our customers to wait for 15 to 25 days and wait for their make to order products to be delivered to them. Our What we believe is, if someone has that urge of buying something, if they press the buy button, then we have to make sure that within 2 to 3 days
It is with them.
it is with them. And the moment it's marginal diminishing utility, so someone when they're ordering it, the with the wanting
dopamine spike
is
is high,
yeah, that is too high. As and when time passes by, the desirability reduces with time.
Reduces.
So that is what we wanted to create. So that was our core, that we want to deliver the products at
Very fast,
earliest,
yeah.
when the utility is the highest.
So if I have 1 crore capital, what should be my target, and how should I start from naming the brand to so figuring out manufacturing, certifications, a big chunk, marketing to the retail customer? We'll start with the name. If you were to give me a name, let's say we'll name it. Okay, let's name a brand. Tell me what name you think. If we are building a 1 CR with 1 CR capital, a lab grown diamond brand right now, we'll name it.
We name it Lukson.
Okay, we'll start with Lukson. Okay, Lukson. Okay. Now you have 1 CR capital. What exactly are you going to do after you named it?
So after we named it, we have to identify the product. We need to get the product right. And also in getting the product right, we need to see that what is the differentiation that we are offering, and why will the customer buy our product. So the first, quality is essence, but to make sure that the customer gets a product, that is also a priority. So we need to make sure that how we are going to distribute it. We have to make sure that how we are going to market it, to make sure, and that is followed by the quality. If we have the apt quality, then the repeat rate will increase over time, and that is what true business should look like, where the repeat rate is at max. So to figure out that what the quality and process are.
So I have to
talking
first figure out a manufacturer.
yeah, manufacturer, and also the core essence is that the quality that we are using in diamonds also, there are various qualities. There's flawless, there's VVS, there's VS, there's SI. So we have to identify what quality we want to use, what quality we want to give the customers. About natural diamond, there's SI1, SI2, then VS1. In that, in lab grown diamond jewelry, since the pricing is lower, if we are able to give VVS quality diamonds to all our consumers, then that's the best thing that we can do instead of giving them lower quality diamonds.
Yeah, but like for everything, I have to first have a manufacturer with the quality, with all quality. Which is the best quality in lab grown diamonds?
Flawless is best, but the availability is very, very low.
So
So
flawless and
VVS,
VVS.
VVS, yeah, VVS1, VVS2.
VVS1, VVS2. So I'll first figure out a manufacturer with VVS1, VVS2 diamond who can give me with good quality, and
So
then
now about manufacturing. So if we talk about ourselves, so our group company has been into the industry since 35 years into natural diamond business, and then lately before 5 years we saw that lab grown diamond was something that can go big in US especially. So started there, and then we saw that there is scope here. So then, for me, the pushing factor was that the supply chain was pretty much in control, and I was aware about the nuances of the business and how to sort the supply chain. So if you were to put it that way, we need to identify in a common perspective, if someone wants to start a brand, then identifying the correct manufacturer who you can trust is very important, because there'll be a lot of manufacturers who would, if we take into consideration gold, then there is 9 carat now, there's 14, 18 carat. We need to have that trust in the manufacturer that they'll actually be able to give us 18 carat gold if that's promised for. And of course we'll have to have hallmarking done, and for the diamond, the labs like SGL, IGI, we need to make sure that such certifications are done. And also the brand has to have their in-house quality check team. So every product that has been delivered by the manufacturer should be physically have the quality check done and then approved it and then given it delivered it
and
to
what
the
about
customer.
designs?
Designs, talking about designs, that is that is also one of the core factors, because there are numerous companies in the market, but what will differentiate
Differentiating
us
factor, yeah.
would be the designs.
Designs.
So we have to make sure that designs are different, unique, and that also directly relates to the positioning that we are doing. So either daily wear jewelry, antique jewelry, polki jewelry. In that also, then dig deep and figure out the target audience, and accordingly have the design structure set. To know about us, every design that we make is in-house by our own team, and then it is approved. Then it is gone to the CAD, and then the manufacturing step.
And what about opening a store? I don't think with 1 CR we can open a store. So we probably have to do D2C only with website, right?
1 crore is a big amount to scale any business online, and online is also more about the buzz that we are able to create. And if we are able to create that buzz, and also talk about the price range, right? If example, someone in lab grown diamond jewelry, it's possible to sell jewelry at a retail price of 4,000 to 10,000, wherein the cost of, say, if you were to have 1,000 pieces also in inventory, then also the value of it would be 20-30 lakhs. So product is sorted, and for marketing, I think putting a lot of capital is not necessary. The right way to market is very important. Like in today's day and age, where lab grown diamond is a new category, awareness becomes a big factor. So to communicate about what is lab grown diamond, what are the differences between lab and natural, why should someone choose lab, so communicating these factors via social media can become a big buzz factor, and that would eventually lead to customers being interested. And then a lot of it also depends on how we are able to convert the leads, because after our social media, potential customers will reach out to us to understand more. So that personalized support becomes very necessary, because everyone will have their own sets of questions before they make any purchasing decision. So to answer to that, the founders personally answering to the questions to understand their requirements becomes a big factor to acquire customers in the initial stage.
So with 1 crore, firstly I'll go to figure out a manufacturer who I can trust with VSS, VS1,
VVS quality.
VS quality checks, and then after that I'll be figuring out my designs. Then after that I'll be figuring out how will I sell it to customer. So assuming with 1 CR I won't be able to open a store, I will be probably good to use D2C. I'll be using marketing, creating that buzz and awareness majorly, because so that it's a new industry and people don't know much about it. So like what Zerodha is trying to do in stock market is creating an awareness first, and then asking people to get into the stock market industry. So creating awareness of what lab grown diamonds is. Like right now also we are creating awareness of lab grown diamonds.
Yeah.
So creating such awareness and founder taking feedback from audience and all, and that's how you sort the supply chain of, and you're making sure that people are when someone is ordering in 2 to 3 days or in within time of 4 5 days they are reaching the
Yeah, because we don't want the customer. The sole reason is the customer should not
satisfaction is on
wait. Customer satisfaction is at peak when they decide to purchase a particular item, a particular product, because they want, say for example, gift. So gifting is something that people would want to give.
अभी देना है.
अभी देना है ना, वो फैक्टर होगा, तो उनको इतना रुकना नहीं है यार 15-20 दिन. इसके लिए तो ऑल्सो इफ इसे 1 करोड़ की अगर बात करें तो वो कैपिटल में आप इस कैटेगरी में स्टॉक भी बना सकते हो. एज कंसिडरिंग नेचुरल डायमंड इंडस्ट्री, 1 करोड़ में इन्वेंट्री, कॉस्ट ऑफ इन्वेंट्री विल बी सो हाई दैट द बजट फॉर अदर डिपार्टमेंट्स विल श्रिंक, सो वो एक फैक्टर है. वो अच्छी बात है दैट लैब ग्रोन डायमंड में पीपल कैन कम, पीपल कैन prove their self, prove their brand, prove their product and do something big in future also.
And majorly ये brand पे बिकेगा lab grown diamond and not on diamond के basis पे. For example, जब diamond या even when you talk about gold, I can go to any gold store and I can buy because वो gold है. But in lab grown diamond I believe I will buy because of brand कि Luxon है, इसलिए मैं ले रहा हूँ. Am I right, or like will it be on diamond based कि lab grown diamond इसलिए ले रहा हूँ?
No, it will be on the brand because there's no control to the supply, so it is a commoditized market.
तो brand पे ये
brand building becomes very important, and brand building भी trust से होगा. How to build trust is the biggest question for any industry, any business.
I want to understand how did you started Luxon?
Yeah, so I completed my graduation in
Okay, we'll start with
Australia.
your journey from your childhood to till the point to Luxon.
So yeah, I grew up in the city of diamonds, which is Surat. So then when I was 5, we moved to Mumbai. Then I did my schooling in Mumbai. Then I went to Australia for my bachelor's in finance. So when I was there, the interest of jewelry, that passion towards jewelry was in me since the time I was in school. And I had seen diamonds around me all this while. So I was very passionate towards it. When I went there, I decided to work for a jeweler out there. So luckily I got into Michael Hill, which is one of the top jewelers in Australia. They have more than 350 stores across Australia, Canada, New Zealand, other regions. So when I worked there, I understood how retail works, how customers interact, what are the key pain points of the customers, and what do they look when they enter a store, why do they want to purchase a diamond, what do they want to purchase, to understand everything. So when I worked there, that interest in me, and that was the time when lab grown diamond industry was just evolving. So when I was working there, lab grown diamond was introduced as a small category, and there were 2 flatbeds wherein the lab grown diamond chaos was set up. So consider like 10% of the total shop was lab grown diamonds. With time that grew, and that was, I'm like, if this is the same product and the pricing is low, then there's a high chance that consumers, logical customers will come and buy this. So yeah, after completing that, I came back and entered my family business. So then that factor hit me, that where's that value addition, that can be brought in. And that was the time where D2C was booming in lab grown diamond space. There were many brands coming up. So we thought that, as we spoke earlier, that whole supply chain I have seen, that the growing of lab grown diamonds, the manufacturing of lab grown diamonds, and the jewelry part. So then I thought that if I am very sure about the supply chain, then it's a great thing to start something in this space. And also the differentiation comes into play. So we saw that the brands over there were selling lab grown diamond jewelry starting from 20,000, 25,000 and upwards. But we thought that to make it truly affordable and fashionable, and something that someone can wear, our purpose is that we want diamonds to be there every day. मतलब सबको हर रोज डायमंड पहनना है, सबको मिलना चाहिए, सबको रोज पहनना चाहिए, प्राउडली पहनना चाहिए. आजकल कैसा है, डायमंड है ना, लोग खजाने के ऐसे रखते हैं, किधर बाहर गए, किधर गए तो वो पहनेंगे, उधर भी डर डर के पहनेंगे
कि कोई ले ना ले,
इधर चोरी ना हो जाए. तो फिर वो जो प्राइड होना चाहिए ना, वो कहीं ना कहीं चला जाता है ये सब चीजें सोचने में.
बट डोंट यू थिंक इसलिए उसकी वैल्यू होती है बिकॉज वो बहुत स्केयर है और बहुत एक्सपेंसिव है?
उसकी वैल्यू इसके लिए होती है, बट रियल टाइम यूज केस की बात करें तो अगर हम वो पहन नहीं सकते तो हम लोग उसकी इतनी वैल्यू नहीं करें जितनी करनी चाहिए.
आई एग्री, बट लाइक उसकी वैल्यू अगर सबके पास डायमंड होगा तो डायमंड की वैल्यू उतनी थोड़ी होगी जितनी अभी है.
तो मैंने जैसे बोला कि एक ऑडियंस है जिसको वो चाहिए बट वो ले नहीं पा रहे हैं, और वो डिफरेंस हमेशा ही रहेगा. तो इफ वी कैन सॉल्व अ प्रॉब्लम फॉर देम थ्रू लैब ग्रोन डायमंड ज्वेलरी, then that is the best thing that can be done.
And no one can identify it if it's a lab grown or if it's a real diamond.
Yeah, so that is physically impossible unless we use
Use
the
microscope and all that.
microscope.
Yeah.
In normal microscope will also won't do justice. There are machinery through which we come to know. Normal pen test will also show that both of them are diamonds. So it is not possible physically for anyone to differentiate.
You figured out a gap in the market, and then what purpose? And you started alone or you started with your brother?
So me and my brother, both his name is Vedant. So both of us started this brand. So the purpose was that wherein our prices starts from 4,000 rupees. So we want to make sure that diamond jewelry is as affordable as 4,000, and we have 1,000 plus designs in 4 to 15,000 rupee price range. And primarily our focus is everyday jewelry.
What is your AOV?
Our AOV is somewhere between 8 to 12,000.
So your lowest product is 4,000 and highest product is?
Highest product in the vermal category is for 25,000, and then as we scaled, we also saw customers who wanted high value products. So we have even built inventory up to say 2.5 lakh to 3 lakh.
But they can buy it online as well, 2 3 lakhs.
They can buy online as well. That is very small chunk of
and
it.
how do you ensure कि delivery हो जाए and कोई courier वाला लेके ना चला जाए उसको?
So good question, but the thing is, in this there are numerous logistic companies like SQL, BBC, which are trusted, and we make sure that even though the cost is pretty high for those shipments, but we make sure that we give it to those only, and they are constantly in touch with the courier partners, in touch with the brand as well as the customer, and it's made sure that it's being safely delivered. Customer gets the delivery details also and everything, the tracking, so that makes it smoother, and also the jewelry is insured.
So jewelry insured. कोई लेके गया तो भी मिल जाएगा तुम्हें पैसा.
हाँ यार, इंश्योरेंस नहीं हुआ तो फिर दिक्कत हो जाएगा.
And what about how much capital do you put in initially?
So we initially put around 40 lakhs.
And in total, like you are expanding only from 40 lakh, or you have taken more capital?
So now, as we speak, we started in February 2025, and we saw phenomenal response because we believe that online that 4,000 to 20,000 price range है ना, वो pick हो रही है. वो customers are buying, and also काफी leads आती है. There are customers who want to see the product, they want to see the video and then purchase online. So lead generation, as I said, becomes a key. But we saw that, and we also noticed a good thing was that the time factor that we spoke about, that within 2 to 3 days they wanted delivered. So वो चीज़ भी हमको काफी help किया. And then we thought that as and when we want to scale, being omni-channel in jewelry industry is a must that we think, because there is a wide range of audience who want to see, touch and feel the product.
And people sometimes will like पहले देख लेते हैं फिर online order कर लेंगे बाद में जाके.
Yes, that exactly. And also one thing is that trust. If a brand has physical stores, then that is trust हो जाए कि भाई अच्छा चलो इसका स्टोर है, मतलब ये genuine brand है, scam नहीं कर रहे हैं. तो वो एक फैक्टर है जो काफ़ी हेल्प करता है. आपकी स्टोर हर एक सिटी में है, तो उसका मतलब वो सिटी के लोग जब भी ऑनलाइन देखेंगे, स्टोर का फोटो देखेंगे, ऑफलाइन किधर देखेंगे, अच्छा ये तो मैंने देखा हुआ है किधर, तो एटलीस्ट उनके माइंड में डबल थॉट्स नहीं रहेंगे भाई इधर से मंगाया, ये अगर नहीं आया तो फ्रॉड निकला, तो वो चीज़ भी इससे सॉल्व होती है.
And how much like you were able to open stores with 40 lakhs after making money on it, or you take more capital to expand?
So of course we made money on it, but as we speak, so we started in February online, and
February
then 2025, and just before 4 months we launched our first store in Pune, Phoenix Market City, and then we opened in Hyderabad, we opened in Noida, and now as we speak in this month 2 more stores, one in Gurgaon, one in Central Delhi will be live. So the capex for the store as well as the inventory, this require additional capital. So we bought in additional capital as well to pump in more stores.
And to open one store, you will probably need 2 to 3 crore with inventory and speak.
Yeah, that is required.
Within how many months ROI you will get after you open a store?
After we open a store, if we see technically within 1 to 1.5 years, we believe that ROI the payback will be there, and then the profitability will increase. But as we talk, this is our 5th month of the first store that we opened, and we are already profitable.
You are already
since the second month we are profitable on that store.
And what about D2C? When you started D2C, how much time did it took to you to recover your 40 lakhs?
So when we started it, I think it took us around 4 to 5 months to get that capital back, and then we reinvested all the capital, all the gross margins to make sure that we scale. So the vision that we carry is, pretty big. We want to be one stop diamond jewelry solution,
in India at
and
least.
we want that every household, every youngster should have diamond in their finger when they're going to work, when they're going for
Anything, normal
dates,
thing. Yeah.
anything in their daily life, and not only for functions. या इसकी शादी है तो आज ज्वेलरी पहनते हैं, इसका
नहीं, रोज
ये
पहनो.
पहनते हैं, रोज पहनो, डायमंड पहनो रोज. गोल्ड ज्वेलरी कुछ ना कुछ लोग पहन रहे हैं, बट डायमंड नहीं पहन रहे.
डायमंड नहीं
तो
पहन
ये
रहे.
लैब ग्रोन ज्वेलरी का वो पोटेंशियल है कि भाई
Potential है.
रोज किसी को डायमंड पहना सकते हैं और रोज पहन सकते हैं. एंड ऑल्सो गिफ्टिंग इज अ बिग मार्केट.
Gifting is a big market, especially in diamonds, right?
या डायमंड हैज दैट सेंटिमेंटल वैल्यू. सो अगर जिसका जो एक नॉर्मल फैमिली से आते हैं, जिनको वो जो 25-30 लाख की जो बड़े डायमंड की रिंग आती है
नहीं
वो
कर सकते.
अफोर्ड नहीं कर सकते, तो ऐसा नहीं है कि उन लोग के पास कुछ है नहीं. सो इन लैब ग्रोन
can take
डायमंड
10,
यस
15 to
द सेम लैब्स दैट सर्टिफाई नेचुरल डायमंड्स आर
वो ये लैब
सर्टिफाइंग
उनको करते हैं तो वहाँ से ले लो. बढ़िया.
तो उनका वो ख्वाहिश पूरा हो जाता है.
And can you only make, like, if I were to say in a way that let's say someone doesn't have a capital and उसको सिर्फ D2C करना है, can only a D2C lab grown diamond brand exist? Not omni-channel, only D2C.
It is possible. As we speak, it is about trust factor.
So how
If
do
we
you,
are
if you're able to
to
build trust, you can put a D2C brand.
yes, and it also depends on how they're able to scale it and how the conversions and how they're able to crack the queries that they're getting online.
through the
Yeah, because it's very important, because अगर वो individual customers को attend नहीं कर पाए, then it becomes a big question mark, because everyone will have their own set of questions. Indian customers, they want value. उनको ऐसा नहीं है कि सस्ता चाहिए, उनको है कि भाई उनको right product चाहिए right price पे. फिर वो कितना भी हुआ मैं लेने को तैयार हूँ. Value चाहिए.
मेरे को चाहिए, आप मेरे को वैल्यू दो, I'll buy, doesn't matter how much money it is.
हाँ बस value चाहिए उनको.
And more specifically, when we talk, as you mentioned in jewelry business, the reason D2C not work much is because trust. So if someone can build trust in D2C, people will buy it and someone can have. And do you think that players like you and a lot of other players are entering this industry, there is still scope for new players to enter, or is it getting saturated, or will it get saturated in 5 years?
It is, there are a lot of players who have come up and who are still coming in, and believe that because the barrier to entry is low, so that is going to be the case. But the brands who will succeed is the brands who have complete control over the supply chain and over the distribution, because we need to have certain scale in order to sustain, in order to build a brand. By having say couple of stores, or by having a approach wherein we are only D2C with a certain certain capital deployed, it's very difficult to build a brand. So if for example we have number of stores, number of successful profitable stores with trust factor developed, with some, for example, if some face is there on board, who will get that trust factor. So these things become very important to build
But is
a
there scope for
long-term
new player to
sustainable
come?
brand.
Is there scope for new players to come?
Definitely, there is scope for new players to come, but the main factor is that they should have some differentiation compared to the current market.
And what about building trust? Because whole point of conversation was how do you build trust in how Lukson is building trust, and how you belong to a traditional diamond family. How do you put or make trust in your customers?
So if we say हम लोग ने website बना दिया, हम लोग ने inventory बना दिया, then we identified that, सोचा कि if we only do performance marketing, then that won't be of any help, because लोग हमको trust कैसे करेंगे. So there's when content came into the picture. हम लोग ने अपने products का content बनवाया. फिर हम लोग ने सोचा कि भाई हमको we want to enter with a bang. हम लोग को ऐसा है कि भाई online हमको response एक content से आ रहा था. We did little performance. We are getting good response from there. We are also getting lot of queries जिनको आफ्टर गेटिंग द लीड उनको कॉल करके रिक्वायरमेंट समझ के उनको सजेशंस दे के उनको प्रोडक्ट्स डिलीवर करवाया. देन वी थॉट दैट दिस हैज अ लॉट ऑफ पोटेंशियल. सो देन वी थॉट ऑफ टेकिंग अ बिग स्टेप, एंड वी डिड अ कोलैबोरेशन विद वानी कपूर. सो द होल एंड सोल पर्पस वाज दैट whenever someone comes on our website, if they see a face that they have seen multiple times, then that trust factor automatically
Increases.
sky rises. So then if they're thinking 5 times that भाई for India 10,000 is also not a small amount. अगर कोई 10,000 का प्रोडक्ट भी बाई करने की सोच रहा है, उसको चाहिए कि भाई ये प्रोडक्ट मैं लूँ कि ना लूँ. And that phase, and other core is what policies are you offering. Like we offer 7-day no questions asked return policy, we offer lifetime exchange policy. एक 5,000 के प्रोडक्ट में भी हम लाइफटाइम बायबैक पॉलिसी देते हैं.
For only 5,000 product.
Yes. मतलब आप 5,000 का ले रहे हो, ऐसा उसका मतलब ये नहीं कि दैट वैल्यू इज जीरो. देन आप 1 साल बाद आओ, आप 5 साल बाद आओ, आपको हम उसका certain amount of money we'll give you.
Whatever the.
So that is a very big factor for building trust, believe.
And you have like when we look at new age brands, everyone is focused on content. So you believe that especially in diamond industry, creating trust can be you can create trust by using a big chunk of content.
Yeah, big chunk of content, and also what type of content we are making. And content, good content should be backed by uh, good performance marketing. Also, we believe that together can bring a
You have
lot of
in-house
business.
marketing, in-house content team, or you have outsourced
Yes, we have everything in house.
everything in-house?
So with time, yeah, we scaled. We started in February. We were a team of 2. Now we are a team of 25, and we are growing exponentially now. We have, yeah, big plans in the
Big
coming
plans,
future.
yeah.
So as I mentioned about our core, as we discussed that when we entered, what differentiator are we bringing in? So we noticed that 5,000 rupee के 10,000 में this product में getting pure gold jewelry is very difficult. तो हमने सोचा that
डायमंड ही कर देता है.
डायमंड करते हैं, और डायमंड के साथ हम लोग ने गोल्ड वर्मिल कैटेगरी इंट्रोड्यूस किया.
गोल्ड, ओके, सो व्हाट इज दैट?
सो गोल्ड वर्मिल बेसिकली अ 2.5 माइक्रोन का गोल्ड का कोटिंग ओनली. इट्स अ थिक लेयर ऑन टॉप ऑफ 925 स्टर्लिंग सिल्वर. तो
Okay.
इससे क्या होता है, एंड देर इज एंटी टार्निश ट्रीटमेंट डन ऑन इट. तो इससे क्या होता है, द फेडिंग इशू डजंट अराइज एज वेन द सेम प्रीमियम क्वालिटी एंड लुक एंड फील ऑफ गोल्ड इज मेंटेन्ड. तो अफोर्डेबिलिटी एंगल इज सॉल्व, द प्रीमियमनेस प्रॉब्लम इज सॉल्व, एंड you can give a diamond jewelry for 5,000, and this also comes with buyback and lifetime exchange policy.
बट इसमें मार्जिन बचता है फिर?
yes, इसमें मार्जिन बचता है इसका.
लैब ग्रोन डायमंड में जनरली मार्जिन होता है कितना है? लाइक डायमंड में कितना होता है, लैब ग्रोन में कितना होता है?
सो इफ यू टॉक अबाउट इन टर्म्स ऑफ रिटेल, जो नेचुरल डायमंड है और माइन डायमंड है, वो जो ज्वेलरी में आप एवरेज देखोगे ना, तो समवेयर अराउंड 35 to 45%
नेट बचता है, ग्रॉस बचता है?
क्रॉस
बचता है. और नेट कितना हो जाता है?
नेट में तो आप देखोगे डिपेंड्स ऑन हाउ मच यू स्पेंडिंग, बट ऑन एन एवरेज इफ यू से वी वुड से 10 to 15%.
और लैब ग्रोन में
लैब ग्रोन में वो वैल्यू कैन गो एज हाई एज 50%.
50% ग्रॉस.
50% gross,
And that
and depending
depends
on the category can stretch to 55% also, that gross earnings that can be generated.
एंड नेट कितना बच जाएगा इसमें?
Net इसमें 20-25% we are able to
इंक्लूडिंग
save.
कैक,
Yes,
कस्टमर एक्विजिशन.
CAC will, that value will come in after certain years of operations. But yeah, CAC उसमें गिन ले, पूरा marketing गिन ले, तो आपसे 20-25% आप बचा सकते हो.
कैक डाल के भी
CAC डाल के आप
20-25% बचा
सकते
सकता है,
हो.
विच इज वेरी गुड, आई अज्यूम.
Yes, which is very good, and also with volume these numbers will increase, I think, because
Yeah,
the
because
cost भी है,
ज़्यादा.
तो वो cost factor भी और कम हो जाएगा with certain volumes. तो you will have that upper hand of controlling the prices.
Okay, tell me, what's your age?
24.
And you're pretty young to be entering and starting your own venture. I want to understand from you what mindset you come from to, because what I've seen is a lot of family business people will be like, enjoy, figure out, because सब कुछ तो है ही पहले से, so they wouldn't focus much on that. What was your call कि do something big and you want to start something of your own?
So यही था यार, that whatever identity जो आज है, that is because of family and what upbringing we have, where do we belong to, who do we belong to. But ऐसा है that we need to prove ourselves, and also what different that we are doing, how are we able to prove ourselves and create an identity. And after completing my graduation, when I entered the family business, I was not able to figure out where is the value addition that I am doing as an individual. And at that time, we saw that this category was evolving, Vedant and I both. So we decided to, enter into this space, which is out of our comfort zone, because this is the first time that we're entering to retail. But usme, I think it's derived by the willpower, that how willing are we to, enter a certain thing and then go dig deep into it and figure out that कैसे करना है, क्या करना है. अभी 24 साल की एज में आई डोंट हैव दैट एक्सपीरियंस, बट व्हेन आई टॉक टू एक्सपीरियंस पीपल, व्हेन आई टॉक टू पीपल हु हैव बिल्ड ब्रांड्स, सो देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ नॉलेज दैट कम्स इन. एंड यंग होने का एक एडवांटेज है कि आप में भूख बहुत होती है.
हंगर.
हंगर इज वेरी हाई, एंड आपको कुछ करना है तो जिद्दी बहुत होते हैं हम लोग. तो इफ वी हैव दैट एक्सपीरियंस, वी आर गेटिंग इन फ्रॉम समवन,
Why not?
we have that power to act on it, implement on it, then nothing like it. So that's what drove us, and we think that we are able to do. अगर नहीं पता तो कुछ नहीं, उसमें घुसो, रास्ते अपने आप निकल जाएंगे, पर कुछ स्टार्ट तो करो, so that 0 to 1, that
I see a
take
lot of
that leap
dhanda
of faith,
mindset in you, and I am also from a family business background, and I don't understand the world of startup. Do you what do you think about the startup world?
So, yeah,
Funding
about
low,
the, so we are completely bootstrapped. But initially है ना, to create value for your business, you have to, I think, along with the business founder को भी यार अपने आप को प्रूव करना होता है. वो कैसे होगा? by building a sustainable profitable business. तो उसके बाद यार अपने हिसाब है ना, इट्स वेरी सिंपल दैट हाउ मच मनी यू आर पुटिंग इन, हाउ आर यू यूटिलाइजिंग दैट मनी, एंड व्हाट आर यू एबल टू गेट आउट ऑफ इट. तो ये स्टार्टअप में एग्जांपल इफ वी टॉक अबाउट, ये टैम है, ये है, वो है, क्या क्या है. सो दीज डेटा पॉइंट्स आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, बट एट द एंड वी हैव टू सी दैट हाउ आर वी रीचिंग देयर. मतलब वो नंबर्स अचीव करने के लिए हम एक्चुअली कर क्या रहे हैं. इफ वी फिगर आउट दैट हम लोग को कस्टमर्स तक पहुंचना है, then we have to try hundred of things to make sure that what is working for us, that is online acquisition working for us, या हम लोग को लीड जनरेशन अच्छा हो रहा है, ऑफलाइन कन्वर्जन्स, एग्जीबिशंस, what is working for us. So the more we try, the more we understand and
I agree the point, but what do you think about this funding world where all of this like new age brands and all, before even creating the brand they'll take funds, they'll burn like we are from a mentality कि अगर हम 8 रुपए का ले रहे हैं तो हम 10 का बेच रहे हैं, हम 2 रुपए रोज घर लेके जा रहे हैं. But startup world comes with the mentality that today they are spending 10 rupees in a hope कि 10 साल बाद when their IPO will come or something will come, then they'll make a good chunk of money. So what do you think about the startup world?
So we think that taking funding is a good thing, but for that एक initial level पे अगर हम लोग एक बर्निंग बिजनेस में आके फंडिंग लेते हैं तो क्या होता है, इन्वेस्टर प्रेशर बढ़ता है, फाउंडर को पता नहीं चलता है क्या करना है क्या नहीं. सो टेक इट स्लो, मतलब इन द सेंस मेक अ सस्टेनेबल प्रॉफिटेबल बिजनेस. थोड़ा आपको कॉन्फिडेंस आ गया दैट आई एम एबल टू अचीव दैट, देन गेट फंडिंग टू बूस्ट दैट बिजनेस.
Get funding to boost that business, not to create the business.
या टू बूस्ट दैट बिजनेस, बिकॉज अब जैसे हमारा डिस्कशन हुआ आज 10 लाख रुपए में भी बिजनेस बन सकता है. So अगर आपने वो कर दिया है, then you take money and the investors also will be very happy and give you very good valuations because you have reached a certain benchmark.
But don't you think like after point of time investor wants an exit? किसको बेचेगा फिर? या तो IPO होगा and the person is diluting. So are you okay with someone else taking like 20-30%, 40% of your business? And I'm not saying कि profit में से ले रहा है, company का ही 40% stake you are giving to someone who has just put money.
So it's with time. Abhi it's been 1 year, but our vision is that we want to scale the business. Of course, we want to justify what we are building, justifying in terms of valuations that we are bringing in, and of course, investors आएंगे तो investors want proper exits, and of course, in the future, our plan is to get into the IPO game, and that's later and down the line. First, we need to create that successful, profitable business so that once we are at that stage, we can make sure that our investors are happy, the business is happy.
You gonna raise money?
Not anytime soon. At least for
In
the
future?
next 6 to 8 months, we have no plans. But of course, after a year or so, definitely we'll explore for options.
So you're gonna raise money, and your long-term game would be IPO.
Yeah, that is what we are looking for. That would be a few years down the line.
But are your parents okay? Like, I don't think generally family business parents are okay with people taking money in their business. Like, they want 200% of their business.
यार धंधे बिजनेस के ऊपर है ना. आप B2B बिजनेस में हो जिधर आपको पता है 10 रुपए डाले हैं तो एक साल के एंड में मेरे को 12 रुपए चाहिए, तो वो बिजनेस माइंडसेट जो है वो अलग है. वर्सेस एक कंज्यूमर ब्रांड अगर आप बना रहे हो तो ब्रांडिंग बिकम्स अ बिग पार्ट ऑफ द गेम एंड यू नीड टू जस्टिफाई व्हाट यू आर बिल्डिंग. और वो करने के लिए आफ्टर अ पॉइंट you have to raise funds in order to grow. Because इसमें there's a lot of capital needed for long term growth.
And you will continue to run Lukson, or after when you will have a chance to exit, will you exit and start something other of your own?
No plans as such. कि as we spoke that Lukson मतलब वो it's like a baby. So
can you tell me how does the name came Lukson?
So Lukson. So my surname is Lukhi, which is Lukhi. So Luk is from there, and then me and my brother we started. So we thought of
Lukhi and
Sons. So we named it Lukson. So that was the story. And also my grandfather, when he started his company 35 years back, so JK Star and Lukson, these two were the options in his mind. He chose the other one. And one day we were just discussing, I was thinking what name should I give to this brand that I want to build, both of us. So then grandpa was just sitting and we were talking and he just mentioned this name. We were like, चलो आपने नाम सोचा था 35 साल पहले तो अभी इसको implement करते हैं with a whole new vision. So it's a very clean and we think that it's a very modern kind of a name also, that it's easy to communicate also. So the vibe that we are building with the brand is also very Gen Z friendly. If you see the store layouts, it's very very much friendly and welcoming. It's very easy for anyone to just walk in to just browse through shop. It's not, we don't want to push. We want to give that experience to customer that up आओ, up देखो, explore, take your own time, enjoy, and then take a call.
I see a lot of Gujarati mindset from your mind. What is like, why is all Gujaratis leading India or world? Like, what is there in the air?
They are very logical in terms of
Very
where they are
logical,
spending
okay.
money. They whatever they think from a 5 to 10 year perspective. वो
5 to
ऐसा
10 year
नहीं है कि
perspective.
आज मैं कर रहा हूँ तो कल क्या है. मतलब they think that long term vision में what will benefit me और उसके लिए आज मेरे को क्या step लेने हैं. But they make sure that they are not losing money. They'll, the research is very strong. वो लोग को whatever they decide to do ना, they thoroughly understand about that. कोई industry में जाना है, they thoroughly understand everything about that from scratch. मतलब source कि जो कपड़ा बना है तो यान क्या है, उसका मटेरियल क्या है, प्रिंटिंग क्या है. They'll understand everything and then they'll act on it. So they'll make sure that the success failure chances are very low. So I think this is what is something that
Let's
is really
you're a
helpful.
Gujarati, and if you were to enter a new business, what exact steps would you take? कि उस इंडस्ट्री के बारे में पता करने और उस कोई इंडस्ट्री में घुसने के लिए what will you do, and how one non-Gujarati or a person who generally fails take steps? Like difference क्या होता है दोनों के steps taking में?
There are steps. So one is the someone who has tried something but it's not been successful. That person has a lot of knowledge in terms of ki what should I not do. So that helps a lot in building something in the future. Of course, the confidence also matters a lot. If they have that confidence in them that I have learned this thing and I know what not to do and what I can implement in the new business. So that is a very big step towards building something new, and the success chances also become a lot higher because they know that क्या नहीं करना है. And after one failure, say 2 failures, they can't be classified that chalo I won't be able to do it. So that factor really helps.
And I think one of the factors is when Gujarati people or any family business person in general are grown up, I think the conversations that happen in their family has a very big impact on business and how they think about the world compared to people who are not in any business family or something like that.
The fact of the matter is that the conversations that happen are very mature, and it's not only कि what क्या आपने किया आज या क्या वो it's more about work. It's more about
Business.
business that, and also geopolitics and what's going on in the world economically क्या चल रहा है. So these are the topics that are discussed. So this also occupies our mind in all these economic related, business related topics, so which helps us in overall the business acumen mindset and the leadership qualities. So that is a factor that I have also experienced, that the conversation that go in our house is a lot of about business, about leadership, and how to also lately if we take into consideration that AI is disrupting every industry. So our discussion also about that, which industry is being impacted by AI in what ways. So all these give a lot of, it's interesting, a lot of fun, as well as it helps in building great bond.
How do they save their generational wealth? Because I not only like Gujarati way mein, but all the people or like in your family, you are the kid like who wants to do, and I'm sure you will be able to save and increase your family wealth. But in a lot of families, and according to most of the research, after third generation, any family business fails. Why is that? What do you think?
A lot of it depends on the upbringing.
Upbringing, okay.
Yeah, because what kind of mindset we have since the beginning, what kind of values have we been driven with, and what what kind of knowledge that we are shared, what kind of liberties we have given, those things also matter. So if you are to consider, if like Dhirubhai Ambani, if we consider, then there's future generation also there, and it all depends on the individual that how capable they are and how successful they want to be for any industry. So if that if they're given a lot of freedom and say like do whatever you want, if they're not given that direction and the vision, then the chances of failure increases. But if they're clear with the vision and the responsibility they have to take it forward, and they are diverted towards working for it, then the chances of failure are negligible because
Negligible,
they
yeah.
know the way, and they have plus generational wealth as you mentioned. So each generation has proved themselves, so they have a lot to learn from them. So if they learn from them, then the chances of continuing that
Going
is
higher.
high.
Now I'll have a hire or fire round because I believe you have hired and fired a lot of people.
Yes,
And I'll give you scenarios. You have to tell me hire or fire. Extremely loyal but average.
higher,
Who argues you but usually is right.
higher,
Someone with extreme ego but extremely talented.
fire,
Someone who takes initiatives but doesn't but break rules. Someone who takes initiatives but break
higher,
rules.
higher.
Higher. Someone who's trying to replace you.
Co-work with me, yaar.
Higher or
But,
fire.
fire that way.
But why fire if someone is trying to replace you?
That's what I'm saying. That replacing is the wrong word here. I think अगर come as a co-worker, दोनों साथ में मिलके कुछ बना लेंगे, then that is the approach I would say. But replacing because you don't know यार what's going on, कैसे हमने कुछ किया है, क्या बनाया है. If someone has built something from scratch, then that vision that person has can't be replaced by someone.
I think we can look at here in two ways. एक तो replace हो गया कि आपकी ही जगह लेने के बाद he's trying to get you. एक हो गया कि maybe he wants to be the CEO of company so that you are in the board and you just overlook and he'll be running the business for you.
Yeah, completely open. If there are people who are talented, more capable,
Then why
and
not?
if they can run the business, then yeah, why not? Not an
And
issue.
what do you think? What is the difference between how do you maintain your employees impact your business?
So employees are the core. Like for a startup, for a new company, the initial team of 10, 15, they are the whole and soul of the business. Like everyone is responsible for their own department. There's no hierarchy. Everyone is coordinating, communicating amongst themselves. There's a lot to learn. Like they have to co-work. If someone designer will also have to check the UI and see what better one. So everyone has to do different types of roles, and that is very interesting. And I think that's the fundamental, that's the base that we establish for a long-term successful business. So we believe that is the whole and soul, the team.
So I want to understand how is Luxon differentiating from any other lab-grown diamond brands?
So currently in the market, when I just searched lab-grown diamond jewelry in India, so I didn't feel that it's truly affordable. Like, I saw products which are on up and onwards 25,000, 40, 50,000 and upwards. But what I think truly mass premium category that can be built is in the price of 5 to 20,000 rupees, wherein daily wear diamond jewelry can be a big thing as well as gifting. So we thought that why don't we create diamond jewelry as low as 5,000 and somewhere average in a good size product, like in pure gold and lab grown diamond jewelry also things product can be made in that 10 to 15,000 rupees price point also, but those products would be very dainty. They would have some 40 or 50 milligrams of gold and a small solitaire, very small solitaire diamond, or a very small size diamond which would be hardly visible. So we thought that what differentiator can we bring in? So we thought that we can build the same good, elegant designs with a different metal. So we came up with gold vermil, 18 karat gold vermil, which is basically 2.5 micron thick gold layer on top of 9 to 5 sterling silver. So this ensures the right quality. This ensures the luxe look and feel as well as affordability. The gold prices have skyrocketed, as we know. So there are two disadvantages to this. One is that the prices rise because of the increase in price. If any geopolitical or any other issues happen, the gold price increase, and because of that, the price MRP of jewelry increases. So if the prices increase, then the propensity to consume will reduce for an end user. That as well as for the margin game also. When a retailer is selling a particular product where the gold and diamond ratio is say 50%, 50%, and the gold price increase, so the lesser contribution of diamonds, the lesser gross margins that the company has, because on gold it's marketable price. There's no markup that any retailer can add in gold. Everything is in the diamonds. So that ratio will differentiate, which will lead to less margins. So this is also a factor. So we got off 18 karat gold vermil. So the advantage with this is, as I mentioned, that it has the same luxury look and feel. It has affordability part solved, and it also comes with lifetime free plating service and 1 year complete warranty of the product, and SGL certificate, IGI certificate, and lifetime buyback service. So everything we are trying to solve all the possible problems that a customer will have in terms of value, in terms of trust.
What is
in
the
terms
difference
of
between
price
normal
point.
gold and vermal gold?
So vermil gold is a thick coating of pure gold over sterling silver. So in a product of say 2 to 3 grams of silver, there would be 0.10 to 0.12 grams of pure gold layer on it. which for a plating is quite significant. Normal gold plating is generally 0.05 micron. So this is 2.5, it's
And
like
what is the
50
difference in
times
pricing?
thicker.
What is the difference in pricing?
So the price difference is significant. Like 1 gram of 14 karat pure gold today would be around 9,000. And if we talk about vermil, so we sell on MRP basis, and the price point for the entire product will be 9,000, which will have say 2 to 2.5 grams of silver and
Silver.
gold in it. So
Interesting.
that's the difference. And the diamonds also, if you happen to look at our products, we don't sell very dainty products. We sell products which have good amount of diamonds, which look good, which are suited for every day, and they are not very heavy. So that is the concept that we build. So that is vermil. And vermil, we believe that vermil and diamonds, lab grown diamonds, they have a good pair, because the pricing and the quality, both the issues, the value proposition that we spoke about, what a customer wants is high quality and affordable pricing. So with gold, vermil, lab grown diamonds, we think that that can be
Done.
solved. And also we are doing pure gold 18 14 karat and lab grown diamond jewelry for a higher ticket size, say 30,000, 50,000, 70,000, for the customers who are wanting to buy that. So we are offering everything.
And if you have to give me what is the goal of Luxon in 10 years in one line, what would it be?
Every household should have a Lukson diamond jewelry piece
In their house.
in their house, and our goal is that सब रोज ज्वेलरी पहनना चाहिए डायमंड वाला, सिर्फ गोल्ड वाला या सिर्फ सिल्वर वाला नहीं, डायमंड ज्वेलरी शुड बी देयर इन एवरी हाउस
Every
होल्ड.
diamond jewelry.
डायमंड ज्वेलरी.
And moving to last question, one piece of advice for me and my podcast.
यार इट्स ग्रेट यार, यू आर प्रीटी यंग. being so young, it's the taking that step of deciding that by मेरे को ये podcast करना है, for that matter anything, is very crucial, and it's not very easy. Everything, there's need to step out of a comfort zone to start something which is different. So kudos to you for doing that.
Thank you.
I think at a young age you got into a very good, and also that's a good part is that you get so much knowledge about various industries.
Yeah.
So it helps you in future to if you want to enter particular industry, you'll have a lot of exposure to different
And
industries
connections
and
as well.
knowledge. Yeah, as we also we spoke that that Gujaratis generally get dig very deep into industry, and knowing that what is the processes, knowing the process, so you get exposure to different industry and the processes. And यार 5-10 लाख में धंधा हो सकता है, आपको पता है, अभी आप न्यूमरस बिजनेसेस कर सकते हो. So yeah,
Any
we think
advice?
that
Any advice
that's
on
it.
podcast or for me? Any at personal level or any level?
Yeah, I think that thing is good, and the type of audience that you're catering to is the right audience, who will who are watching it, and who will also aspire to build something of their own, to create a company at a small scale, at a large scale. Anything advice, there's no advice in particular, but yeah, I think this moment, and it's very good to be here on set with you. And I think yeah, it's good for us also that we got to explain ourselves, our brand, and being your podcast as the medium. And yeah, looking forward to your growth, Lakshan's growth, everything.
Thank you, and thank you for being on
Yeah,
the
sure,
show.
thank you.